Welcome back to my channel. Today, we explore the value of specific coins. The most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickel coins value in market at 1970s Jefferson nickel with the S mint mark. But here's the twist. We're focusing on the value of these coins even when they're in damaged or poor condition. So if you have any old nickels lying around, you definitely want to stick around to find out what they could be worth today. First off, let's talk about the basics. The 1970s Jefferson nickel was minted at the San Francisco Mint, and unlike your typical circulation coins, these were primarily intended for collectors. Because of that, their numbers are far lower compared to nickels from other mints in that year. The total mintage for the 1970s Jefferson nickel was just under 30 million coins, which might sound like a lot, but in the coin world, especially for collectors, that's actually a relatively small number for a 20th century coin. Most nickels from that era were made in the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and their mintages were in the hundreds of millions, so the S mint mark on the 1970 nickel makes it more desirable, especially for collectors who want to complete their mint sets. But here's where things get tricky. While most of the 1970s nickels were produced for collectors and are generally found in nice condition, many of the ones floating around today are damaged. Damage could be anything from scratches, corrosion, cleaning marks, or even post-mint damage like dents and nicks. Now, if you're wondering, does damage completely kill the value? The answer is not always. Believe it or not, even damaged 1970s nickels hold value, and sometimes a lot more than the face value of $50. That's because of the low mintage and collector demand in today's market. A heavily damaged or circulated 1970s Jefferson nickel can fetch anywhere from $100, depending on the severity of the damage and whether the S mint mark is still clearly visible. That's a massive increase over its face value for coins with moderate wear and damage. Think worn rims, some scratches, but the date and mint mark are clear. You could see prices climbing to about $150. That's great news if you find one in your change or from an old coin collection. One tip for collectors or sellers: always check if the S mint mark is intact and clearly visible. That's the key factor in determining the premium value of these nickels, even if the coin's otherwise in rough shape. So to recap, if you come across a 1970s Jefferson nickel in damaged condition, don't toss it aside. Even coins with scratches, wear, or minor corrosion can be worth $1 or more. In the right market, that's 20 times the face value. And if you happen to have one in better condition, the value can skyrocket. Next up, the 1989 Monticello nickel with a D mint mark, specifically in very fine condition. So, what makes this particular nickel so special? How much is it really worth today? Stick around because we'll break down everything you need to know, including where you might find one and tips on identifying the real deal. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1989 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running Monticello series, which features Thomas Jefferson's famous home, the reverse side. It was minted in Philadelphia, a no mint mark, Denver D mint mark, and San Francisco S mint mark. For proof coins today, we're focusing on the Denver minted nickel, marked with a small d on the right side of Monticello, just above the building. Now, you might be wondering, isn't the 1989 nickel a pretty common coin? And you're right, millions were produced that year. So what makes the 1989D Monticello nickel in very fine condition valuable in coin collecting? Condition matters a lot. The grading scale goes from poor or good all the way up to mint state, which is basically flawless. Our focus today is the very fine grade, abbreviated as VF. A very fine 1989D nickel will show moderate wear but still retain most design details clearly. You can easily see the intricate lines of Monticello and Jefferson's profile without too much fading. So, what's the value of a 1989D Monticello nickel in very fine condition? Well, most Jefferson nickels from this era typically carry their face value about 200.00, but a coin in higher grades like VF can fetch a bit more from collectors, especially if it's a key date or has an error. But here's the twist. If you find a 1989D nickel with an error or unique variety, the value can jump dramatically. For example, some nickels from this year show double dies, minting errors, or unusual die cracks. Those rare mistakes can push prices into the tens or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and collector interest. So, while a typical 1989D Monticello nickel in very fine condition might not break the bank, finding one in pristine shape or with a unique error can definitely put a nice little bonus in your pocket. Next up, the 1984D Black Beauty. If you've ever wondered why certain nickels fetch thousands of dollars, this coin might just be the answer at first glance. The 1984D Jefferson nickel appears unremarkable. However, some of these coins exhibit a unique, darkened appearance due to a striking error known as the Black Beauty. This discoloration results from a combination of dye wear and environmental factors during the minting process, giving the coin its distinctive look. While most 1984D nickels are worth face value, those with the Black Beauty error are highly sought after. The rarity of this error, combined with the coin's unique aesthetic, has led to significant interest among collectors currently. A 1984D Black Beauty in uncirculated condition can command prices ranging from $100 to $500, depending on its grade and the severity of the discoloration. Coins with exceptional features or additional errors can fetch even higher amounts. To identify a Black Beauty, look for a 1984D Jefferson nickel with a noticeably darker hue, especially around the edges. The discoloration should be uniform and not the result of dirt or corrosion. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help reveal these subtle details. Grading is crucial in determining a coin's value. The Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) are reputable organizations that assess coins based on their condition. A higher grade can significantly increase a coin's market value. Interested in acquiring or selling a Black Beauty? Online platforms like eBay and specialized coin auction sites are excellent places to start. Always ensure you're dealing with reputable sellers and buyers to avoid potential scams. The 1984D Black Beauty Jefferson nickel is a testament to the fascinating world of coin collecting. Its unique characteristics and rarity make it a prized possession for collectors. Keep an eye out, you might just find one in your spare change. Next up, the 1995D Mint Mark Monticello nickel in extra fine condition. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage since 1938, featuring the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the famous Monticello building on the reverse. These nickels have become beloved by collectors nationwide, but not all Jefferson nickels are created equal. Some years, mint marks, and conditions can make certain nickels worth much more than their 5-cent face value. Let's talk specifically about the 1995 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. The 1995 series was notable because it was one of the years where mintages dropped compared to other years in the 1990s. Now, why is the 1995D nickel so interesting? Well, collectors pay special attention to coins in higher grades, especially extra fine condition, or better extra fine, or EF, is a grading term used by numismatists to describe a coin that shows light wear on the highest points but still retains much of its original detail. For a 1995 Jefferson nickel, an EF grade means the Monticello design is sharp, the date and mint mark are clear, and the coin's surfaces have minimal marks. So, what is this coin worth today? The 1995D Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition has steadily gained value thanks to its relatively low mintage and demand among collectors currently. These coins can fetch anywhere from $160 each in extra fine condition at retail coin shops. But prices can vary depending on the seller and market conditions. The value is driven by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and collector interest. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear always draw more attention, especially when they come from a lower mintage year like 1995. Always check the condition carefully. Coins with higher grades like extra fine, about uncirculated, or mint state are worth much more, so There you have it, the 1995 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel in extra fine condition is a small but valuable treasure in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a casual collector or just starting out, this nickel is definitely worth checking out. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and drop a comment below if you have any questions or want to share your own coin finds. Until next time, keep hunting for those treasures and happy collecting.